Juan is back.
Oh, yes.
The one-inator. So how was you went to the mob town, yeah?
To the mob town, yes. I was in Palermo in Italy.
That's cool.
Very, very nice. Exactly, to the mob town.
Back
Indeed.
when mobsters were cool instead of trying to be president of the United States.
Oh, I don't know that. Well,
So
I won't
I shouldn't
comment
have
on
brought it
that.
up. No.
I won't
Honestly,
comment on that, Corey.
it's too dumb. It's too dumb. The whole thing is too stupid. Yeah, super intelligent AI can't come fast enough. Is my entire feeling about that whole thing. But that's cool. So it was a great vacation. You feel rested.
Yes.
Like both your nipples are hard right now. Like we're good to go.
If I had a third one, also the third one will be hard.
Not only do I have 2 hard nipples, but there's another one trying to peek out. That's terrifying. ANA respect. What's up, man? So this one, we might as well figure this out now. We do need 12 more wax addresses for the Nefty Show part of the Anon drop. Should we just tell people like first, 12 wax addresses that show up here in the comments we do, or should we do something cooler?
No way.
Something cooler.
Way. No, absolutely not. No, something cool. Come on.
I'm not.
Don't be lazy, guys. Send those DMs.
The DMs again. All right. So why don't we just pick the word now, and we'll just keep repeating it.
Okay, let's pick the word now. Or you know what? Let's just have the addresses in the comments, as you said.
I mean, they're already.
That's easy. We are lazy. I'm still on a vacation mode, so let's do it the lazy way.
Well, and I spent most of the morning pulling them out already. You want to talk lazy? I'm lazy. That's just real. Okay. Yeah. So watch on YouTube. If you guys could, I'll just assume. Oh my God, the English. I'll assume that you guys have liked and shared this out to all the places, just because you guys, of course, would be the ones that would do that. We got room for 12. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got room for 6 more.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Maybe we should stop it there at 6, and 6 have to be Twitter DMs. Only to make your life a little bit complicated. Not because of anything else. No, what I mean is we have people on Twitter also, and they cannot comment in the.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have 12 on here before too long. I don't know how much we want to complicate it. Well, I know how much I want to complicate it. 0.
Okay.
That's currently where I'm at.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. And I can copy it off the YouTube over there. So that's cool. All right. Awesome. Anyway, so today, we want to kind of go over all the Anon stuff. It's the deadline for all the projects to get us their wax addresses is today. We've got all of that stuff looks like it's going to be locked down fine. So we are going to get them from everybody, which is awesome. And that'll, of course, coordinate into 1,000 potential claims on the packs. And so that'll be fun. And yeah, like I'm trying to figure out what to chat about this morning. We might go over, some of the other details on and on. But one thing that's becoming clear this time, and I talked about it a little bit yesterday, but it's becoming like even more clear. Like we kind of open it up and say, okay, partner projects that want to send in however much they want to send in, go to town. Metaphor sent in close to $500 of their token. Alpha sent in a couple different tokens and sent in a pretty significant amount of one. So that part of it, right? So the whole thing was initially we want to have everybody that wants to start a token on Launchbags. You're going to put in $500, and that's going to go into liquidity with however much of your token you want to put in there, right? And then that gets locked away forever. Fine. So the first 10, we're matching it. Nefty's throwing in $500, and of course you get the benefit of the vast majority of our time while we're setting these things up and learning about them and stuff, right? But this time, like the number of partners we did last time was awesome. It ended up being like $1,100, whatever it was. I think there's no universe where it's not double that for this one. And then we do the thing. The code, please. No code this time. Just throw your wax address on there, which you already did. Crypto Kook, I'm gonna say. So yeah, once there's 12 wax addresses on here, we're gonna close it down. We just need 12 more. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can get 5 more. So yeah, go get 5 friends who have wax addresses to come watch this show on YouTube and comment their wax
and
address.
ask him to subscribe, like,
Right? Send it to their mom.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, mom, brothers, sisters, cousins, whatever you have.
All those things.
Just share it with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Additionally to that liquidity that you mentioned, remember that we have the liquidity pool NFTs that are in the making and that will be dropped, if I'm not mistaken, in a couple of days, right?
Yeah, we probably have to get on that, right? It's like, do we want to
do
maybe
it before Juan changes his mind? Yes, do it.
there you go. There you go. So should we maybe just have those listed on the 5th as well then? Because you're going to make the pools on the morning of the 6th, I would imagine, right? Or whenever.
I will make the pools on the morning of the 6th.
Right. So maybe kind of run it the same timeline as we run the fair launch then.
Yeah, that could work.
Okay. Cool.
That could work, yes.
And so to go over that stuff, in coordinating with Anon, we're going to have 200 spots on this, $50 a spot, and there's going to be 3 different kinds of NFT. The first set is just going to be a third of them. You put in $50, you're going to have $50 worth of LP right at the beginning.
Yes.
That's that you're basically, we're gonna, whatever the number of LP tokens that is, we're gonna send that to you in 2 weeks. I think we're gonna
wait. We're not gonna send it to you.
Right. You're gonna be able to.
We will have your address, and you will have a vesting. The DLP token will be vested, so and you will be able to claim it after 2 weeks.
Couldn't we just do because this is an NFT, right? Instead of doing the claim thing, just like trade your NFT in for the LP token. Can we do that?
Yeah, we could also do that.
Isn't that easier?
To some extent, it is.
Okay.
But I think that the vesting is cleaner and more secure.
Here's the thought on that. Why are you buying NFTs then? What's the point?
Because you cannot buy LPs before the LPs are created.
Right, so
that's
the like
point.
It's
impossible to buy an LP token before the LP exists. So that's yeah.
I mean, I think the reason we had a few people talking about this, if it's the NFT, then even if you have it staked for 6 months, you could actually put that up on the market, and have some potential for be able to, there might be a market for that in the interim if it's actually attached to the NFTs of your wallet.
Yeah, I see your point. That's an interesting one. Yeah.
I think there was a few people. I mean, I think it's brilliant because I'd love to see what happens with that. Right. I mean, that's then people are sort of having to do the math on what the potential is.
I kind of like it, but as you said, we are lazy here. If we do that, then we have to remember to create the pools. We have to remember to make drops and so on. If I stake the LP tokens, that's easy. There's a contract for that. And if I die tomorrow, you will still get everything. I don't have to create an.
I did this already for Uplift. We make all the pools on the 7th, and have it set up so that they just have timelines. They just don't open for 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months.
The 7th is a Sunday, Corey.
The 8th, the 15th,
okay,
whatever.
Okay.
You know what I mean, though? Like we can have it set up that way people can see the deadline. It's what they're getting is all there. It's all kind of out. Where people can track it. That way, if somebody wants to buy the NFT or whatever, then they can kind of see that this is what's going on. Blah blah blah.
No, and that's fine, but still, a blend or a drop or whatever that can be deleted. A vesting, the vesting is there. It's vested. It's a contract. It won't deliver anything. And if I want to have a very nice red carpet and pull it. No rocks here. I go to the vesting contract, which is the.
It's like it's already no that's a good point. I mean, it's funny. Like I never think of the ways that I don't rugging doesn't occur to me. So that makes sense. TC or Dapper or anybody, like that the security of the vesting contract. Or having it, like basically baked into the NFT where you can blend out to the LP tokens at the specific time. I'd love to get some opinions from the community about kind of where they land.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting approach having it in an NFT, but then we should develop something that makes it possible to ensure that you will get what you want.
Right? Couldn't we just use the waxed out staking contract?
I don't know. We'll have to check that because
I mean, using it at scale might be a little bit difficult, but like, if all those NFTs were out there. No, because we don't have the LP yet. Never mind, that doesn't work.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's better to do it this way. We should do it with vesting and. We'll see from there.
All right. So all the partners' names, partner projects, I'm assuming. Do that.
Yes.
I got my master list right over here. What's up? Okay, so obviously Nifty Blocks is a massive partner, and Betsy is a partner. I didn't do any of the claims. Like that's how fucked up my week was yesterday.
You didn't do any of the claims?
None. No, I was listing out all the things for all the Nifty stuff yesterday. Dude, it was entirely my bad. I was
on vacation, and even then I tried to claim all of the Betsy packs. Except for the one from this morning. I had to board the plane. I was in my seat and I had 3 minutes before landing, but my cooldown needed 5 minutes.
Oh no!
And I said, "Oh, fuck the airplane mode thingy. I will wait." But no, the moment we took off, there was no internet anymore, and I was not able to claim today's pack.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Shipple. I think you could still make memes in the Shipple channel. He's got a couple more spots left. Launch bags. So hey, what did we decide to do with launch bags? We decided to do something. I thought it was really smart.
Launch bags. We will check the 50 top holders of AI God and top 50 holders of Winner. Mm-hmm. And we will raffle the 50 spots from launch packs among those holders.
Awesome. And we've got the basically a list randomizer that'll give us a list of all the wax addresses, in a big pile that's been randomized. We'll take the top 50 and that'll all be done in proper RNG mode. Cool. All right. So launchbag's taken care of. Nefty show again. Once there's 12 addresses on here, that's going to be done. All the words, I collected all the wax addresses from all the people that sent in the words. Again, if you just sent in the word in a wax address, too bad for you. A few people did that. A few people sent in words that I think they must have seen on the internet or something that we never talked about. So that was fun. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I mean, and to the people that got every single one of the words, just you're rad and I love you. Just the fact that we have such a significant kind of core of support for this show is really awesome.
Yeah, and next time we should do something special at the end for those who have all the words, if we're going to keep on using that, because I think that you collecting all the addresses from the DMs, that's not very efficient.
Deeply inefficient. I'm gonna think about it for a little bit, but I think there's a way I can get the same result from a bounty block that runs the whole time. And then that is something that we could do, right? If somebody's wax address shows up, 5 times, 6 times, whatever it is, then we can make that work.
Well, there's also something else, because the Launchbacks mini app will also be ready at some point, and you will be able to enter it there. So yeah, maybe we should just wait, and the next launch should be with mini.
I mean, yeah, if the app MVP is out that way, then holy hell, fuck yeah. I mean, I'd love to, like, all of these missions just feels like it's such a baked in thing for us to be able to do there, that it's going to be really, really exciting. That's super fun. So the Uplift World, basically everybody that had the 6-month stakers got one. So that worked out for AI God. The factories, the factory NFTs for AI God. I actually used ChatGPT because there's 100 of those out there, right? I picked 50 addresses out of that 100 using ChatGPT. I've got screenshots of all that stuff in case anyone's curious about how all that stuff happened. So half of the people basically that own factories are going to get one. For Wiener, she did a big contest and sent some stuff over that way. So we got those ones. Flip Tribes, everybody who has minted one of the game NFTs for each one of the schemas is going to get one. So I think a lot of people that kind of were in the top minting ones got a couple there, which is fun. Wax Art, AI Geometrics, they did I think they did a Twitter thing. Brick Society had a bunch of stuff going on. I'm not exactly sure what they did, but they're going to be getting their names over to me. PFP Wizard, I think if you had some Wizzies, I think they did a raffle for that. Rare Rugs did some online stuff. Pixtaglia did some online stuff. Infinite Carnival Experience did some stuff as well. Of course, Dapper did one of his awesome Twitter things. And Metaforce is now doing something as well as Aqua, who was a significant LP helper in the last one. So yeah, that's all the partners. We decided to keep it at 20. I think that's probably something I wouldn't do again, like having it maxed out like that, just because there was there was probably a few more that would have done some really cool things, but we didn't have space for them. Like Beats, we can include Beats in this one. So Martian, ANON Chad pool. I mean, get in touch with ANON in their Telegram. I'm assuming they would be super excited about that.
Oh yes, that would be amazing.
Speaking of which, what kind of timeline do you think we could sort of very conservatively baking in lots of time so there's no rush to get the some permissionless farms?
Well, we will use the waxed out farms. That's already decided, and that's the way we will go with that. We will have a way to create those farms directly from Launchbacks, but yeah, that
easy peasy.
Should be there, very, very soon. Right now, there can be a link, and in the future, it will be fully integrated, and that's it.
That's awesome. All right, cool. Okay.
Yeah, so that's not really
it's not even really a thing. Okay, cool.
No.
And so like the new DeFi stuff, so you're gonna get a token from that stuff like automatically
from the farms, you mean?
No, for well I'm struggling with like what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say. The new stuff that's coming, is that gonna have LP pools?
Yes.
Good talk.
LP pools, right. You mean LP pools from Nifty Blocks?
Yeah.
Yes, those are ready. The ANON will use our pools. ANON is the first project that will use our pools, and the liquidity will be blocked in those. And they are already deployed on mainnet, cool. And you can already add liquidity to those pools from Wax on Edge. That's already done.
It's already on there?
To be honest, I have to be very honest. I haven't checked it.
I mean, you did
because I don't even know where to add the liquidity on Wax on Edge, but I know that it's already there.
So this week, either way, this week we're gonna be going to town on that.
Yeah,
that's super important because
I think that on Monday we will release live for everybody to create tokens Launchbacks. Yes or yes, like it or not. It's a party, fiesta, beer. wine, whatever you like. Bah, boop. Monday,
great.
everybody can create tokens on Launchback's self-service.
On Monday?
On Monday.
Baller.
Yes. And there, when you create liquidity pools, those liquidity pools are our liquidity pools.
Awesome. Brilliant. That's good stuff.
Yeah, those are very, very nice, and it's
all working.
It's going to work very nice. And to create the farms, everything will go through the WaxDAO liquidity farms. To the WaxDAO farms, only depositing there the LP token.
Awesome. So Internet Supercut, where can we find the list of projects that will be doing things earlier to make sure we can participate in future Launchback drops? This is they're like as a master list posted somewhere, right? When it's decided who. So that's it's in the Telegram channel for the project.
But not only in the Telegram channel, because what happens is that right now I haven't created the Anon project, but every project when you create a project on Launchbacks, you will be automatically added to the front page. The logo of those projects will be added there. So people can see what's.
So you just like a link, right? Because that's and this kind of goes into our whole theory of the case, right? For having a drop like this, we want you to be able to go to that token's landing page on on Launchbags and have everything from like here's when the fair launch is going to be to the swap to the whole 9 yards, and here's all our partner projects with all the links and stuff, and then you just have it all there.
Maybe you can go directly right now. Go to the winner to winner on Launchbags to the winner page.
Please hold.
Or don't go to the winner page. Just go to Launchbags, and we will see there the winner thing. Design will still have to change a little bit, but. But wait,
all right.
But maybe you can share your screen with
us. I'm doing it. That's what I'm doing.
We can
enjoy
all the
buttons.
No, yeah, but go back to the Launchbags homepage.
Yep.
Yeah, so there you will have the launches. You click on there, all the launches will appear there, and you will be able to see in a nicer way than what we have right now, if it already happened or if it's an upcoming one. Then you get here, you see general information. You can go to fair launch, and that is basically the fair launch where you pay and you have your ticket NFT, and you have the swap. This swap component where you can modify the this swap component only allows you to buy winner. Yeah, so you can change the token you want to use to buy, but not winner, because this is the winner page. You can use whatever you want to buy winner.
That's cool.
All of this is a widget that goes to Wax on it and will choose the optimal route. It's not going to use any complex, because it will. We want it to be fast and allow you to really snipe the IDO. So this should be the best way to do it. You have by default a 1% slippage allowed. Go to the top and you can see it. And there you you could put it there, but I think you can go to 100 or whatever. You can put the slippage that you want, and that should give you the possibility of sniping the pool in a much better way than
not getting interrupted. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So hey, on for the and I guess this would be on the fair launch, right? Having the listing the partner projects that sign up, like logo, link, right? As far as like, because it would be really, really cool to be able to sort of again,
yes. I think that shouldn't be part of the fair launch, but maybe part of the rating, or maybe part of the about.
That checks out.
Yeah, that's something we have to add. Definitely, we definitely have to add that. It wasn't a priority there because we really wanted to make sure that that we were able to handle the load in the IDO. That's also something that happened while I was away. We have now, instead of one single server for Wax on Edge, we have 2 servers with load balancing and way more capacity than what we had before. So
this is great, actually. Like already. This is fun. Like you get the total freaking like just tons of the like information there. Anyways, and obviously we'll figure out how to when we map out what the rating numbers are actually going to be. But that's a good start. I like it.
Yeah, but if you see that really the allocation exactly how it is configured in the vesting contract, and yeah,
awesome.
And this, of course, will
balls.
come from our pools, and yeah,
good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Awesome. Yes, sir. And if you had an avatar for your wallet, you would already see your avatar there.
Up there?
Yeah. If you have one avatar set on NFT blocks, and you will see exactly the same thing here.
Awesome sauce. Okay, one question. When are we going to get the Wiener logo on Wax on Edge? Who do we have to murder to make that happen?
That's a very good question. I asked exactly the same question in today's meeting with the development team.
Okay.
And it really doesn't depend on us. It depends more on the central thing that exists on EOS. So, yeah, we have to do something there. I don't know exactly what, but we should get a more efficient way to get those logos.
Yeah,
but maybe we will change it in Wax on
now,
Edge.
right? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, so just to get in on the super, seeing who are giving out whitelist spots before they happen is so important for growth and allow the most amount of people can attempt to participate in each project's events before they've ended. So, and again, like I think this is a part of the process that we're learning as well, right? So I think in a perfect world, part of the sign up for a token. Like when you're and this is speculative. I'm just wondering, one, what you think about this. This is not decided. I'm just sort of trying to think through, in public, because this is what we do all the time. But like, yes. If that could get incorporated into a thing, right? So like at the very least, who are your partner projects? Names, logos, you put them on there, and wherever those are going to get listed, they're going to get listed. That way, when people are wondering, like, okay, who do I need to talk to about these things, right? You're not necessarily going to have all the missions, because the partner projects do that on their own. I think it's too complicated to kind of have that all there. But you, like, the whole idea is you get introduced to these projects, right? And you can then go into their Telegram or their Discord and ask them, hey, what are you guys doing for the, the FAFO drop? Which, for the love of God, I hope somebody does.
FAFO drop.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, yes, we should definitely list all the partner projects on Launchpad directly.
Yeah.
But then I think that the activities should change. And they should change based on the next step, once we have the Telegram mini app. Because there, I think the activities should be standardized in a way that they take place through the mini app, and that help both the partner projects and the token project grow in a much better way.
Threaten me with a good time. I've been thinking about this a lot, actually. The whole idea that all the people that launch through us get this added bonus of being able to run their missions through our app, which means that partner projects are being able to do the same thing. Like that's massive. And you could set it up hopefully just through Launchbags or whatever, right?
Well, it's not as easy as that, but yeah, okay. we have to find a way to set that missions up, but I think that they will be controlled by ourselves. Come on, Corey, you have to work some days. Some days you have to do the work.
Yeah, I'll work harder.
I'll work harder.
I'll invent more hours in the day.
No, but I mean, what happens is that I'm thinking about the very standardized mechanics that we can implement there, and that will benefit the projects, and that also allow us to experiment and define what works and what doesn't, and what works better, what works a little bit less, and so on, so that we can really optimize for everybody's growth.
Yeah, no, I really like that. And then it becomes a tool that, automatically gets integrated into like the whole Launchbags ecosystem. That starts to look real sexy and, scaling potential in the whole 9 yards, right? So that's really fun. So I guess Supercut, the TLDR is that we're definitely thinking about that stuff, and we're going to make it as frictionless and seamless and easy and fun and effective as we possibly can. And there's some high level thought going into that.
Yes,
which is fun.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah.
Yes, and speaking of that, we already started with the mini app. The development it's already going.
Okay.
Very rough right now because we are only experimenting with the concepts. There's one caveat there, and it's that the integration with the Wax wallet, I think it's suboptimal, to say it in a nice way. It can be integrated, it works, but you have to go to a different website to sign stuff. So it's not really it doesn't feel as nice as Ton, for example.
So what do we need the Wax wallet for? And could we just basically say, hey, put your Wax wallet in
for
there?
nothing. Initially for nothing. But the thing is that in my mind, you should be able to swap your tokens from the mini app. You should be able to snipe the liquidity pool from the mini app. Those things cannot be achieved if the integration with the wallet is 100% and it's very fluid and gives you a nice experience.
Even if it is just a link, though, like if you have the capacity to swap in there and it just pops you out to a Wax on Edge or whatever, right?
Yeah, worst things can happen. Some things there.
I'm wondering if the being connected now, sort of soon, right? Integrally to the Ton ecosystem. I'm wondering if that's not just a huge thing, right? Like we want to be able to track everything that's going on Wax to do the points and do all those things or whatever, right?
Well,
but like.
In the end, what I like is that if we have an application like this, we are already on Wax and we will work a lot on Wax. But the way this is forcing us to develop the application might even be better to open the doors to integrate with different chains. And even if the activities to qualify for a drop, a token launch, or whatever we want to do happens on the mini app, and even if the main event is going to happen on chain, well, we will be able to create the audience with the mini app, and then people will go to the right place to
and then like
claim you can, or buy or whatever.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, you can that way we could start developing relationships with communities that are on Ton and target those communities for benefits and all sorts of things.
And it could be Ton, it could be Solana, it could be Base, it could be anywhere in the end, because if we are not really using the wallet in the mini app, what we have to do is find a way only to link your wallet, but then when you do the last steps of whatever you do them outside.
Right. See, this is the thing, like especially like for the muggles or whatever, right? Like in the app, everything is effectively virtual until you want to take it out, and then you have to connect a wallet and go to those places. I feel like that gives us so much room to do so much shit so fast that it's nuts. Okay, here's just like an open question. When, just as an example, could we have an iteration of Launchbags and launch the first Launchbags token on Ton?
On Telegram, you mean? Because it will not be on Ton.
Yeah, sure, on Telegram, whatever. Yeah.
But or you want us to launch on Ton? The thing is that if we really want to launch on Ton, that's more complex, because we haven't even launched on Wax, and I think that we already started all this effort on Wax. We have to make
we need to finish on Wax
before we go somewhere else. And I agree. That's an interesting thing to explore. But bear this in mind: if we want to go to have Launchbags on Ton, then we will need a way to create token contracts and deploy them on a Ton. We will need a vesting contract. We will need a way to create our liquidity pools somewhere there, and so on. So I think it's way more complex, and I don't want to start doing 10 things at the same time. I think that
it makes sense.
On Wax, we can have an amazing ecosystem, which we can grow and extend later on. But Wax is our focus at the moment. So let's
we're developing momentum. That's a great answer to that question for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. But even just the whole idea that you can launch a token just on Telegram is like that's a whole other trip. that's super interesting. Even if there was just never mind. We'll talk about that later because this is like down the road. There's like my brain automatically goes to like, yeah, but how could we do it? And of course, there's a million ways, but who gives a fuck? Like we're focused.
No,
here, so
I think that right now we focus on what we are doing and we move forward with this. We make it successful here, and then we can start thinking about other possibilities.
Hells yes, I like it. Even just the whole idea that like the Telegram app is like in production now is really exciting. And I actually hadn't been to the website in a week. Like there's a lot more there than the last time I was there. That's exciting.
Oh yes. Yes. There's a lot of things, and right now almost everything, well, not everything that we need to launch except for a couple of visual things are there. So right now the focus is really on the development of the mini app, because that will allow us to start generating the traction that we want.
Yeah, got 100x the peeps, which is fun. Okay, so next question. Monday, the self-service
Monday
go live.
is one token
Monday. Okay, hey, that's literally where I was going. So thank you for residing rent-free in my head. That's a good point. So apparently the last pin message was from Wiener. I have to fix that. I'll get that sorted. But yeah, the full partner list again, like all that stuff was in the anonymous Telegram. Like
yes, and
days and days and days ago.
There's something that we have to fix also, because right now we have a Launchbacks channel with more members subscribe to that channel than in the Launchbacks group on Telegram.
Okay.
And there is a way to have the Launchbacks group subscribing to the Launchbacks channel. So I think we should really use the Launchbacks channel to do all the announcement, and they will be published to the Launchbacks group.
Threaten me with a good time.
And I think that's the way we should handle it. You should ask Jose how to implement that, because he's the one who did it for our Pack Awards, and it works like a charm, and it's very nice. And then when we have 10,000 subscribers in our Telegram channel, then Danish Crypto will be very happy with us.
TC, I'll get to that comment in a minute. Yeah, well, and creating a process for me and for whoever runs Twitter in the future to make sure that like all the things that need to get announced are getting announced in a good time, and those things are getting into the Twitter or whatever. Like spotting that is really important. Again, like I had the week from absolute hell last week, so I could barely hold my head above water most of the time, but still, like I need a process so that I don't ever fuck any of these things up ever, right? Like we can't, I want to make sure that I'm as perfect as possible. So TC said you guys need AI to listen to all you guys say, then spit out how to do it. I mean, that's, that'd be good for me. Every time Juan talks about how these things code, he's like, these things are pussies when it comes to code. And again, like, give it 6 months, but still, I do like, and I had a long conversation with Tuttle yesterday about the Flip Tribes and actually even more about that crazy freaking Aschenbrenner interview and that I didn't think that we were doing enough to get to the point where we were making really good cumulative use of GPUs on basically just we've got excess compute, just MetaMinds like in our little team. And I want to make sure we're building the infrastructure so that we stay at least on par with the wave of AI that's coming, and the fact that like GPT-5 they're talking seriously about this is going to be like PhD level usable intelligence, and of course that'll be PhDs at everything, which is nuts. Anyways, we had a long conversation about that, and then I realized that like we were talking for like 2 hours. And we didn't have that recorded. Now that felt stupid. So we're actually going to use this. And by the way, like we do have the capacity to download transcripts from StreamYard. So if there's anything concrete or that we want to do, even like we could make a TLDR list from each show and write an article about each show. Right. So maybe I'll play with that this time because I just haven't been thinking about it. So Yeah, let's do it. If anybody has any ideas about like, what you would want to see from, one of the shows as far as like information to call out or whatever, let me know and I'll work on that. It's a good idea though.
Well, I think that's a very nice thing to have.
Yeah, Scron was listening to Ton Spaces talking about market caps for their top meme token. They were laughing at $100 million market cap, saying it was nothing.
Well, yeah, but it's we're in a different league at the moment.
For now. TLDR from AI and make it a short. Duh. I mean, we actually have a video compiler from MetaMinds that we could probably do that with.
Nice.
Yeah. But there's also, we talked before about getting some shorts from these shows, and me spending the time to do that, and I haven't done it yet. So that's another thing that I need to sort of take on, at least test, right? Get some shorts from the shows. We'll figure it out. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, did we list all the partners, or we started blah 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 blah?
No, we
going
did.
somewhere
that's
else?
That's how I started.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we listed them all.
Good.
Yeah. Yep.
Good. Okay, so we're almost ready for this, and we will have 3 auctions for the 1% supply of AI God, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess we just do all that stuff for the 5th. Yeah, have it all at the same time.
Yes. I think that's the way it will go, indeed.
Amaze balls.
I
need more money. Shit.
Yes, that's what I'm worried about. Markets in the red, meme tokens going down like crazy.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah, the timing is definitely challenging across the board.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think it's all the fault of these empty GOX guys.
Oh yeah, because they're like basically like dumping ancient Bitcoin out of the market now.
Well, I think they will start paying out this month. So yes.
So they haven't started yet.
They might have. I don't know. I don't know really.
Yeah,
I just came back from vacation.
Right. What, you weren't keeping on top of this?
But yeah,
I mean, it would make sense for like some of the market to even price that in, right? If you know that a significant amount of supply is going to be hitting the market. I'd love to see math on because I was looking at the stock to flow ratio again, and because it's actually significantly below the stock to flow ratio for the first time, because it's been like on that trend for a very, very long time. That really speaks to the whole Bitcoin 4-year cycle or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like the amount of monthly constraint that's happening in the Bitcoin that's coming out as compared to the amount of Bitcoin that's about to hit the market, I bet it's like non-trivially sort of that order of magnitude might be around the same realm, and that might be sort of explaining the sort of price flagging beneath that. I mean, if it does decide to keep up with it, it might just break that cycle, which doesn't make sense to me, frankly. It's supply and demand, it's supply and demand. But if there's a lot more variables that go into that, maybe we just sort of start lifting off of that. But if it does end up sticking to it, I mean, 2025 looks fucking glorious. So what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Just keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Just keep on swimming. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Good talk.
So we're almost ready with everything for the AI God. For the Anon token. Why am I thinking about AI God? You're mentioning AI God.
Well, we mentioned AI. We mentioned AI too many times.
Yeah.
Which is a failing of mine, I will admit. But yeah, no, I mean that's exciting, and like the website's coming along. The fact that the TG app is in production is really interesting, or like design or whatever. The fact that like self-serve for Launchbags is going to be live on Monday. We're going to be working on the freaking WAN token on Monday. Like shit's fucking happening. That's good.
Yes,
I like it.
The WAN token.
Yeah, Bitcoin can do whatever the fuck it wants. We're just going to keep going.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Cool beans.
That's the way it works.
100%. All right. Well, what else do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, but come on, Corey. We're not even at what 60% of our hard cap for the day. You haven't mentioned winner and anything about that.
So tired for
What's
last
going
week. It's
on?
terrible.
Come
I know,
on.
man. I didn't have a restful holiday. I had work on top of work on top of work.
Oh
I
man.
know. I wish I had been on holidays. That would have been good. Wiener actually. So on July 4th is tomorrow. They're still planning on doing an NFT drop tomorrow. A surprise.
Oh, cool.
Oops. Did I let the surprise out? I did.
Cool. Where can we find about that?
Nowhere right now. All the details are getting finalized. It's just going to drop sometime tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'm helping
the
Megan
Wiener
with it.
Queen.
This will be the Wiener Queen. This is going to be the first time she's ever like organized an NFT drop. So we're going to mess around with it tomorrow and just figure out. Yeah, they got some fun artwork and they're doing some plans with some potential staking, mining, whatever. And with the rewards that are in there now, which is on top of the stuff that went out from the staking, the rewards actually built up pretty well, even just since staking went live, which of course is going right now. I think there's 10% of supply in that staking account now too, which is really cool.
Cool. Yeah. I saw that there's that's already going on. So it's good.
It's pretty significant. So yeah, and I think there's a good possibility that they'll basically do they'll add to the staking every month, the normal token staking, depending on kind of where the rewards are at or whatever. But then in the middle, like 2 weeks into that, they want to start doing something else every time, and then just keep bouncing back and forth. Yeah, I mean that's the thing about we set it up so that of the 4.5% or whatever that for the transaction fee on those ones, 3% goes for rewards, and that was on purpose, right? So there's that 1% burn all the time, but tons of stuff are going to the rewards so that there's like a constant capacity to be doing really interesting things and have sort of recurring funding for that. It's gonna be really interesting. So Juan, did you have any wieners on the beach?
Oh man, not in the beach, but I have to say that I have not a regular wiener, salsiccia italiana. Come on, that was amazing. Oof.
That sounded really sexy.
Oh, salsiccia. I think salsiccia sounds nicer than wiener.
I mean,
salsiccia.
It does. That's accurate.
Come on.
I just don't know. Oh, that's awesome. That is brilliant. Oh, got some more. Awesome. Anon, if you're listening, thank you. He's sending some wax addresses. We were getting all that stuff done.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's good. That all that stuff came together. So I'm excited about that. I was a little bit worried that like we'd be waiting for some, and that'd be people wouldn't hit the deadline, but people really got on it. That like especially like PFP Wizards and like a bunch of others, who you are, got their addresses into us like a couple 3 days after we started the whole thing, which made it a lot easier to organize in a very busy week. So
yeah, there's something that I kind of like but also dislike. We haven't been doing airdrops for any of the tokens that we have launched.
Define airdrop, because every time I say airdrop, you yell at me about claiming.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have to claim it. Whatever it is, an airdrop or a token grab or however you want to call it.
Sure.
I like a lot that for everything that we do, people are paying for their tokens. They are buying them. That's good.
Yeah.
But what about airdrops? Well, how about giving something for free?
I'm
enlarging the number of token holders, letting them know that this is live and that they can.
We could. I mean, I did that with Keck when we found that thing back in the day, and it definitely creates some momentum.
And that's what I mean. Yeah, we should be doing something like that.
I mean, I got a wiener. If you're listening, fucking go to town. I mean, that's with Juan. We should plan on doing that, right? Let's pick a bunch of targets and treat half of the supply like WUF or something like that.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, we should do that. It has to be a tiny amount, something just to let people know that this token is here and they are missing the party.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to touch on Supercut 20, the original 20 launch bags. There's going to be the original 10 that we're involved with. Now, I have no clue how many people are going to use the self-service thing next week. So, but I mean, that'll be really good for everyone to remember. I think because it's entirely true. Like having a situation where like that Woofy thing is really inspiring, and that actually was inspiring for Juan and I when we first started talking about the bags thing. Like that, there's like an ongoing opportunity there that's evolving a lot. So yeah, I mean, like what would the best kind of look of that be? I wonder. Because you can it's really the whole airdropping thing. Like there's a cost in RAM that's relatively significant, while Wax is this low, it's less so.
Yeah.
Crypto. Yeah, opening it to the public is going to be amazing to watch what people come up with. I couldn't agree more. Right, like we don't know what that's gonna look like. I'll tell you this: the conversation I had with Tuttle yesterday. We were talking about this like setting up a little project where, because again, my whole thing is like not having an AI running on my GPU, like an open source large language model that was able to build usable value over time that would evolve. Like I know that's possible. The fact that that's not happening feels like I'm like wasting time, which I just kind of dumb. But feeling that way, like we started kind of tossing around the idea of having a self-evolving website where you basically make just a really, really simple website with just a prompt box on it. And then, you can basically give it ideas and it'll automatically keep changing it, but then check, because you can have it test to see if it's the change is working. It can take screenshots. It can test all the buttons or whatever. It could be this self-evolving thing. And by the end of the conversation, we're like the one of the biggest ways to make those things a lot better, a lot faster is human reinforcement learning. So, what if we launched a token on launch bags where basically the only way you could get the token was mining it by, doing human reinforcement learning. But instead of having one website, have everybody who wanted to, come in, have their own, be leading their own, little segment of the AI and how that little thing is evolving and developing. But then, you can mine that token by, saying basically like rating other people's pages as well as rating, your own, AI to see like, is it actually doing what it's supposed to be doing or whatever. I mean, that's like, a 2-hour conversation about tons of shit. Had like another token idea that like I would love to do. It's just like suddenly it's just sitting there. It's really fun. Yeah, I mean I think the human reinforcement learning side of things, I don't know if it's like 2x or 10x, but it's dramatic. I mean, we can have AIs right now that are, I think, pretty good at sort of testing and rating things, but people are still better at it. And significantly more efficient, especially when it comes down to like, would you actually want this? Never mind, like, does this work is one thing, but like, is this cool as fuck would be like a whole other level on the rating thing. And again, like 2 years from now, AIs will be at least as good as human beings at that. But right now, like we still have a chance to have some say. Juan's like, no, human beings will be special forever. Nope.
No. It's not that. I think that you are too bullish on AI.
Yeah.
But remember that AI can only be as good as the training material they have, all of what they have to train their models.
Yeah.
And to be honest, all the AI companies are running out of.
That's not true.
It's absolutely true.
Juan, I'm telling you right now, it's not true.
It's very true.
How much have you read up on synthetic data?
I haven't read much on synthetic data.
It's not true. They're not running out of data at all.
I don't know. I've heard that in a lot of podcasts lately, that there's been kind of a crisis with training material for models.
Yeah, it's. I've been listening to the people that are actually building the models, and that's not coming up at all. No. The main constraint is not even having enough GPUs. That's actually like the on order now. It was why NVIDIA is $1 trillion company, whatever the fuck it is now.
Yeah.
The biggest limiting factor is power contracts. And
contracts.
Like actually getting enough electricity. They've got enough data to be running models that, you know, they've got like, you know, you can have like $1 billion data center or what have you, right? The guy in that the Leopold Aschenbrenner interview on Dwarkesh Patel is talking about $1 trillion fucking data center. They're not running out of data.
There will be a digital one.
That's the important thing. The digital one.
The digital one.
And really, like, you trained on trained on these videos. Like that's gonna happen.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. It is. I think a lot of the data now too, because they're going into different modalities, they're actually be able to not only create you know, what we consider large language models, but it's actually from video data. And I started in, and I'll send you the book and a couple of interviews on how these things are getting done. But like the way that these neural nets are, you know, creating these different kind of things or whatever. One big section on sort of how stepped reasoning, like the way I think about stepped reasoning is how we built hive minds, right? Like you have a prompt, it does another prompt, it does another prompt, it does another prompt. You're basically like refining your answer and sort of like really leveraging at every stage different ways that you can ask a question and use the answers to, you know, create a better thing or whatever. So I think of that as stepped reasoning. The way that these guys think about stepped reasoning is it's actually baked into the model, which is really, really interesting for me. Like in a neural network that's just picking the next token technically, because of the way that data has been trained into it, it literally will run through, you know, stepped reasoning in a way that like honestly shouldn't work as far as I know, but it does. Like, you know, if you have sort of 10 steps to logically solve a problem, it's still able to do that, you know, in a lot of ways. An interesting one, and you'll love this, that capacity for reasoning dramatically increased when they add more coding data into the model. Like just coding about anything automatic, because it's such a like sort of a logical if then statements, all that kind of stuff, right? It actually gets significantly better at all kinds of reasoning the more coding you add to it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fun.
Interesting.
Indeed. Yeah, that NVIDIA speech, the smarter they get, the more power efficient they're going to get. That's definitely possible. And there's been a bunch of advancements on that. NVIDIA set the tokens will be in the trillions. I mean, that, yeah, for the models, like GPT-5 is very, very likely going to be in the trillions of parameters, which is nuts. I mean, that's why, like, with these things getting that much smarter, I want to have stuff in place so that we're able to leverage it in ways that are cumulative. Anyway, that's my other job.
That's an interesting discussion, the interesting topic. But yeah,
I mean, it's only the most important thing that's ever going to happen to any of us ever in human history.
No.
Yeah, by far.
No.
By far.
No.
Name one thing that's more insane than what's going to happen with AI over the next 5 years in human history. One thing.
I don't know if there will be one thing technology-wise.
No, anything in history at all. Anything. Any one moment in history or any decade in history that's going to be more transformative than this one. I'll wait.
I don't know about more transformative or whatever, but I say that being alive, being able to go out and walk in the mountains, swim on the sea, do whatever you want.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful thing.
It's 700,000, 5 million, trillion, billion, whatever number, ridiculous number you want, more important than the AI thing that that whatever is going to happen with that. Maybe revolutionary, but
yeah, I think we're talking about the difference between apples
and that to
males.
happen?
It doesn't matter. It's happening. What we really want is to make it as good as we possibly can.
Absolutely. But just imagine how many people will become totally irrelevant.
Yeah, almost all of them.
And I think that's really the biggest problem.
Dude, this is why, honestly, like for me and my family and for all of us, if I can manage it, that's why I'm obsessed with this shit. Because I don't want us to fall behind. Like I lose a lot of sleep about this because I do understand the absolute ridiculous fucked up level of these trends and that they're coming way faster than I thought. And I thought, like, I was very, very bullish before. Now I'm like scared bullish. It's like do it to survive. And I mean, when I talk to most people about it, they laugh at me, but they haven't seen what I've seen.
You know, I think it's not about do it or survive. I think that figure out what you can do that AI is not capable of doing and that will never be capable of doing.
So that's
what you have to do.
That last bit. So, okay, here's like they might actually take it back to the point. Like the whole idea in the job market, the things that AI will never be able to do, that's not going to be a thing. Like we've made that mistake 1,000 times. Technology definitely won't be able to do this, and then it does. Like it's going to be able to figure that out very, very easily over time. But it can't go for a walk in the mountains. I mean, it can, but who cares? It doesn't matter. You send a robot to go out in the mountains, like it's not going to get the benefit of that necessarily. And if it does, great. But that's not going to matter, right? So I do think that the touch grass of it all, you know, is it's not going to be. There's no economic value in that. Although we could probably invent a couple of ways where that could be the case, but you know, that's not going to matter, right? Like the whole idea is there will still be beautiful moments that we monkeys can have, even in the context of like the whole nature of work and civilization is going to change. But I'm very bullish on the fact that there will be more of those moments because of this.
But I think there's a fundamental problem there. You agree that a lot of people will become irrelevant, right?
Most.
Okay, most
economically. Will become... Economically, I mean, there's different ways to be relevant.
Okay, wait there. Hold my beer. Most of people will become irrelevant economically.
Yeah.
What are they going to do to survive?
UBI or civilization falls on its face.
Okay, then less people, right?
No, not. I mean, less people. I mean, there's like birth rates are already going down, so that's a whole thing. I don't think that's going to be an issue. The more education you have, the less people there's going to be over time. But I don't think that's part of the equation. Not early on, anyway.
Okay, but you want people to find a job,
right?
What happens to those people who cannot survive? They cannot find a job. What
UBI
happens?
Or civilization falls on its face. Period.
Okay. Yeah. Then what's the point?
What do you mean?
You end up having you mean this sorry, I was listening differently. You're thinking about universal basic income.
Hi. Yeah.
You're a communist, right?
Fuck off.
No, come on. That will never work. When people are thinking about capitalism,
it's a much larger conversation. Every time anybody's ever tested UBI, more people do more work and make more money. Period. It's been studied to the ends of the earth. This is not communism. Everybody gets the same amount. It creates an automatic floor. Like that UBI, we could spend a whole hour and a half on it. I've done an absolutely absurd amount of research on this. And the numbers are inherently always very, very, very good across the board. Education goes up, time with family goes up, the whole 9 yards. And literally everybody, you know, gets exactly the same amount. There's no, you know, cap on how much you can work on the other side of it. Capitalism does much better under that system, like way better. It's a thing. Anyway, and really like
my research on that.
Oh, and honestly, if you want to have an interview just about UBI, I'll let everybody know exactly what the data is because I have a lot of it. And I mean, like it you know, sometimes you're asking the question like, why would we want to do this or whatever? And this is like, at the end of the day, we can have opinions about whether we should do this, but I want everyone to understand the economic incentive in a capitalist system to make sure that you're maximizing profit, which is their legal obligation as a corporation, which is a whole other ball of monkeys. They're going to have to get into AI to stay competitive. And so that will be a runaway train. So we can have like a fairyland discussion about what it would be if we didn't do that, but that's not the universe we live in. So the only thing we can do is prepare for it, which is what I spend like basically every afternoon thinking about.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. And yeah, Dapper, you definitely won't be dead. Like this is like before the end of this decade, we're gonna feel it. We're gonna feel it pretty hard, and maybe sooner.
Yeah. You never know. We'll have to wait and see.
I mean, that's so. I just bought Ray Kurzweil's latest book. He did one 20 years ago called "The Singularity Is Near," and he maps out the advancements of technology. And you can find lots of Kurzweil videos online. His TED Talk is really, really good, that kind of thing. But his prediction hit rate is effectively perfect. His prediction hit rate on exactly when we were going to hit all the milestones with AI. Everybody 4 years ago thought he was completely insane. Now everybody thinks he's too late. So, and that's like AGI, perfect AGI 2029. And, ASI comes, 10 minutes later, depending on how you count it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is, I seriously, now everybody who has known me for a long time knows that I'm, generally absurdly optimistic. But this is the thing that the first half of this possible utopia, and I think depending on how you define it, people actually have money for food and can follow passions and work, and just not to be homeless, or we all might die. I mean, that's like it really. That's how I'm seeing this. Like, there's like two paths in the woods. One of them is very, 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 very like Star Trek economy good, right? It's not capitalist anymore, but that's because like nothing costs anything, right? The value of things and what is scarce becomes much different. Like there's only one captain's chair, right? So that's I think definitely one very real possibility for how things go forward. Or I mean that there's the Fermi paradox. We're trying to figure out where all the possible civilizations are and we can't find it. Well, maybe they hit AI and then nuke themselves as well. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know.
Crypto Shorts 2027 liftoff, 2029 game on. That's exactly how I see it right now.
Okay. We'll wait and see.
I can't wait and see. You guys can. It's like by the time we wait and see, it'll be too late. And honestly, I hope I'm wrong, to be honest. But like worst case scenario, I'm just gonna make a bunch of cool shit with Tuttle. But yeah, I mean that's it. That I'll send you the that Ashbrenner thing. I know it's 4 hours long. I was like, who would I listen to that? But one, I'd love for you to listen to it at some point.
Yeah, no, I can listen to it. I'm interested in that kind of things, but I really think that it completely derails us from what we are supposed to be, and
it doesn't have to. That's the thing
no, it does. It
doesn't. It really doesn't. Like, does being online with me make you less of a human?
No. It doesn't make me less of a human.
I agree.
But
times that by 1,000.
That's not what I mean. I think that life for you is very different from life from 10 years old, born in a third world country, living on less than $1 a day, and having to kill another 10-year-old boy to survive. So you cannot talk to him about UBI and tell him do this, do that, and that AI will. I think it works very nicely on in the nice balloon where us with a nice income and living in a civilized country live.
I think that's disagree.
The world has big
have you seen that there's a couple of TED Talks about the basically the increase in education across the board on the drop in hunger across the board globally, right? And all of those numbers have actually been trending like really obnoxiously well. Now that doesn't do anything for the kid who's still starving right now because those exist. I get it. But the more intelligence, the more raw intelligence that's getting deployed all over the world, the better those trends be all over the world, period. So like the faster AI comes, if we like go towards the good stuff, the sooner that will get down to where those things exist. And like, every if you have a charity or whatever that's trying to deal with that problem, and suddenly 20% of their revenue is going into compute with a super intelligent AI to figure out how to do it better, like this will produce results, guaranteed.
I don't know. I hope it does. I'm just not so sure, but I don't know. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, I mean we definitely will. So yeah, Dapper said, I really hope that we regulate AI immensely to where it's not allowed to replace jobs and many other worries that could arise. So the many other worries that could arise, I totally agree. But like the replacing jobs thing, I don't think we've ever successfully regulated a technology to where it didn't do the creative destruction that's a part of capitalism. This is just going to be a lot faster. I don't see it. Like if you have to can you imagine so you have to force the government has to force people to have shitty jobs. Or we have UBI where all those jobs go away and you get paid to fucking go paddleboarding.
Yeah, that's what for me, it doesn't feel natural. It's not part of the human. It's not part of human nature. I think you really lose your purpose, and
you have to
someone without a purpose.
Yeah, no, that's excuse me, that's an issue. I mean there will be people that just get stuck in their basement playing video games because they don't have to do anything else, right? But purpose will be an issue. But if the difference is you have to go to a job, like you have to freaking work at McDonald's for a purpose. That's not real. That's not a thing.
No, it's not real. But I remember I think it was the first lesson of economics when I attended university.
Mm-hmm.
The first lesson was that there was this teacher talking about what happens if we take all the money in the world and we give everybody $1 million, because it was possible.
Yeah,
you can take that and you give everybody $1 million. What's the first thing that happens?
It'll self-reorganize back to where it is now.
Basically, yes, because you go to the baker and you ask him, "Oh, I want bread."
Yeah.
Fuck no, I have $1 million.
That's
I'm not going to work.
That's a perfect argument. That's a perfect argument for UBI where the basics are taken care of. Just the basics.
Yeah, but in the end, even for the basics, someone has to do that.
The robots. It's not you.
Yeah.
So listen. Is it possible and not even possible? Let's say, okay, if we agree that 50% of jobs can go away, that means there are companies that will be running AI and GPUs with very, very small electricity. The cost on them is going to be like micro pennies on the dollar compared to labor, and they're going to be making more and more and more and more money, right? If you tax just those things, all of that money could go right back into the system to the people that lost their jobs, and nothing else would change except they would need to, find purpose. Well, go fucking find some purpose then.
Yeah.
And honestly, very, very idiotically, go ask the AI how to help you with purpose, and it'll do it.
But I think you are thinking about a very simplified and idealistic version of this. I think it's way more complex than that. And just think about it. Who will be maintaining the AIs? Who will be building the AIs? Who will be innovating with that? If we remove from the human being all the challenges, all the things that make him want to do something greater tomorrow.
No, that's even more. This is the thing. This is what people need to understand about UBI. More people have more time to do more cool things. More people go to school. More people start businesses. Like, it literally is the argument for exactly that. Like, the number of people, think about it this way: the number of kids in Africa that go on to get like full educations and then have the time and space to do a startup, almost none. Right? The number of people in Silicon Valley where their parents are paying for their school and they're paying literally everything until they're 25, they're paying for the basics. How many startups do you see? How many brains are activated to do amazing things? Tons. Now, are there some trust fund babies who are fucking clowns who are doing literally nothing? Yes. Right? Fuck those guys. Right? But at the same time, like, that's not an argument against UBI. It's an argument for it.
Yeah, but just think about this. Just think about literature. The most amazing writers. Where do you see the most amazing writers flourishing? Where do they come from? Do they come from the first world where they are living the sweet life and so on? Or do they come from places where people are struggling and having to face, and they face a lot of challenges, and they have to come out and solve that. And
I mean, do you want a real answer for that? Like, if you take a look at
the greatest writers come from those situations where the challenges are there.
Is that real?
Yes.
Are you sure? Like, if we took a look 100%. At the thousand best books and which ones of them were going through immense struggle, I don't think that's gonna work.
It depends on what is a best book. If the best book is only entertainment, superficial, and want to spend the time,
no, I mean, like the people adjudicated like best pieces of artistic, like the height of literature or what have you. Definitely, some of that is going to come from pain and suffering. And honestly, people will organize their own pain and suffering if they had UBI.
Well, for sure they will, and the problem is that I don't know if it will be too much so that we can yeah.
I mean, that's at the end of the day, it's kind of academic, right? If we're right about this, then I mean, the flip side is we don't do UBI, the billionaires become 100 trillionaires, and there's way more poverty down at the bottom that we have never seen before, and the only resolution to that in history has been mega wars. So UBI, or half of the people die.
Additionally, the only way to sustain the economy is by having more people consuming. So if you give the job to the machine and you don't take care of something in I don't know which way, because I think that UBI is not as straightforward as it should be.
There's been a bunch of scientific studies, and I can show them to you, and it absolutely is. Like, more people do more things, and it's more positive. Like, I'll send them to you. Like, it's a good question to ask because of the common sense feeling about it. I totally get all that, right? But they've done scientific studies on exactly what happens when you do this, and none of those things show up in any relevant numbers.
I think that scientific studies are very interesting, but facts and real life are something very different. And if you go to countries like Spain, France, here people, they will receive money from the government, yes, whether they work or not. Well, it's for a limited time and so on. I think that even in the US, it happens in some cases.
Yeah.
And I don't see more people innovating. I don't see more people becoming entrepreneurs because they have this money from the government where they are out of jobs. So
that's
really
factually incorrect, though. I mean, that the whole idea is where people get supported, more people go to school, more people start businesses. I mean, this is very, very well known. I mean, like, it's funny, like half of the Republicans that are like, no, it's not. It's the same.
One thing is going to school, having medical care, having the same opportunities. That is one thing.
Okay.
But receiving money in exchange for scratching your belly in your bed, that doesn't work. Not here, not there, not anywhere else.
It's been tried, and you're wrong. You're talking about like this common sense feeling that you have. I'm talking about this has been tried.
I'm not talking about. Sorry, I'm not talking about this common sense feeling.
Okay.
I'm talking about people that I walk down the street here in Spain and I see them having a beer at 11 a.m. and doing nothing and saying, "Oh, should I get a job?" No, why should I get a job if I get exactly the same amount from the government than by looking for a job? I'm sorry, but I see that in real life.
There's gonna be some of that. The whole idea is if everyone's getting it, honestly, the fundamental problem why you have a problem with that is you're not getting the money that they're getting. What if you were?
I think that's
because UBI doesn't go to poor people. It goes to everyone.
Yeah, cool.
Right. And so study those who receive government assistance now. That's a really, really important thing. And there's a lot of negatives about people that get government assistance now. But when you take it away, it's 100 times worse.
Yeah, but
for everyone, and not even just for them.
I agree with you. Go to Latin America and you see the other side. No job and no income from the government. Okay, then you're in a different kind of problem. Don't get me wrong. The only thing I'm saying is that things are not as beautiful, as magical as you are saying. It's
I do want to agree with you. I definitely am not saying that like literally everyone will flourish with UBI, right? I'm saying like if we create a basic floor, then that can stop everything from going to utter complete shit. right? And that's level one. Don't lose all civilization because we went too fast with AI, right? That's my first goal. Like,
Yeah,
let's not
I don't know.
entirely lose the plot. But then, the challenges that come from, UBI or people lacking, purpose or what have you. Like those are much more fun challenges for me than trying to figure out how to deal with 1 million bodies because we decided to go to war.
Absolutely agreed.
Right? Like one of those things is more fun.
Totally. But what I mean is not as simple as that.
Okay.
And it's not really well proven at large scale.
That's true.
So
it's definitely
it might work, but I don't know.
But,
I have my doubts.
And I think that at scale thing I think is an important question. I would just pose that if 50% of people are going to lose their job, that question becomes immaterial.
Yeah.
Right? Like compared to the alternative, no matter what it is, it looks better.
Yes, it kind of looks better.
And not perfect. And we should work on perfect.
Agreed. It won't be perfect. It might be better, but I think that it could be very it could have a very negative impact for society and for humanity in general.
Again, compared to the alternative?
Well,
I mean, like ideally, no, right? I have some strong suspicions, obviously, about it. I mean, like in a perfect world, in the Industrial Revolution, people were coming in from the farms or whatever, got really, really ugly. People were like, there was some destabilization. Fine, that took like 100 years. This is going to take 10 or less. And my worry is always that like people that are losing their jobs aren't going to find something else. But it's actually possible that so many new cool things open up, right? Like how many people were like iPhone app developers 15 years ago? Zero, right? And so like that, there's always that possibility that we find other things to do within this sort of market-based economy thing, which would be great.
For sure, and there will be different things. But what I mean is that UBI, it's I don't know. Just imagine you're someone who likes cars.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to buy a Porsche because I love German cars and I want a two-seater and it has to be fast and
Porsche
so on.
is a German car?
Absolutely.
I didn't know it. I know nothing about cars.
Porsche is a German car designed by Ferdinand Porsche, who's the same guy who designed the Beetle. The original Beetle. It's exactly the same designer. And the Beetle, he designed it because Adolf Hitler wanted to build a car that everybody could drive and that was cheap enough and so on. Same designer, same everything.
Yeah.
But okay, I want my Porsche.
Fair enough.
But I only have UBI.
Yeah. So start a business. Go to work. And none of the amount of work.
I can't because this AI is smarter than me and it's doing better.
Everybody, it's actually much easier. Now everybody that has at least that much money coming in. Do something interesting.
There it is. You steal it.
No.
I'm going to steal it because it's easier than competing with this AI. And then this other guy
again, compared to the alternative, you have absolutely nothing. You're dying of starvation. Now are you stealing? Right? Like that, like it's really easy to say UBI is terrible until you really think about what it looks like when 50% of people are unemployed.
Well, I think UBI sounds amazing until you are receiving it and you cannot do what the other guy can do.
I think even if you think about like the number of people who had parents who supported them proves that that's not true. And not everybody does well, but most people do.
Agreed. And I fully agree also with the fact that it's not because your parents maintained you and gave you everything that you will be more successful. I think that the other way, it's it's better when you have enough education, enough discipline, enough everything that your parents gave you, but not all of what you wanted. Then you want to work hard to get a better life.
100%.
That's
you can set that up like where people aren't dying of starvation and they have a roof over their head, but that isn't enough. Because I think that's true for almost everyone. And not literally everyone. There will be people that are like, I like ramen noodles and playing video games. And those are people who are doing that right now. It's not different, right?
Agreed.
They also slave away at McDonald's for like 30% of their time or whatever it is, right? And it's just like all we're saying is like, yeah, you don't have to work at McDonald's anymore. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
honestly,
I
like
don't know.
learn how to program, get UBI. And honestly, like learning how to program, honestly, it's
But before it's too
over.
late, what I will do is that I will buy ANON on Saturday. I will buy as much ANON as
Honestly,
I
like
can to be ready for these times when the AI gets my job. I should have enough
this sounds completely
cash there.
ridiculous, but that is actually literally part of how I see all this going out. Like no matter what happens, the amount of money sloshing around in meme coins, I think is only going to go up. So
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think there's like a very real like it's kind of we joke about it because yeah, we're the guys helping market Anon or whatever, but like yeah, no, this is part of my personal plan, and maybe it's insane, but whatever. Fucking long live Anon. All
Long
right,
live
so there you
ANON.
go. We
Yes.
all you got to do to get us from 45 minutes to an hour and a half is just say 3 words plus AI and go.
Yeah, true. But
Oh
no, no,
man.
no.
Yeah,
Good.
so anyway, tomorrow is the deadline or today is the deadline for everybody to get us the wax addresses. We're gonna have all that stuff. Tomorrow is July 4th. Wiener is gonna be announcing something tomorrow. Go on.
Yes, no, I was going to tell you that I will be late with Betsy and Nifty Blocks
Well, you're the guy who's gonna
addresses.
be making the claim thing probably. So, give yourself those wax addresses when you get them.
Okay, good. I will give myself those WhatsApp addresses.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay, I'll
shit,
do
that's funny.
that. Good.
Yeah. And if AI scares you, don't be scared. Get up and do something about it.
No, AI doesn't scare
No,
me. It's
I
just
was talking to Dapper.
okay. Yeah, I don't think it's scary. I just think it's not everything that a lot of people think it will be on both camps.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So far, everybody who's ever said that to me was wrong. And also, like I was the one telling them how bullish I was, and I am now officially wrong, which is why I've been freaked out for a week. For real, it's like I've been telling people about AI, like to the point where they would fucking laugh at me. They would say it would definitely never ever going to come for 10 years. And now here we are, like, and now the stuff that's normal is normal. And I told them that was going to happen too. When this stuff starts coming out and you've actually tried it, well, obviously it can do that, right? When it's PhD level, well, obviously can do that. Human beings do this every single time. They actually did it before, the whole idea that you could have a machine that does math. A machine will never do math, you silly idiots. Not possible. The second we had a calculator, suddenly, obviously it can do math, right? Times that by everything that ever has happened.
Maybe that would be a good thing.
Maybe. I mean, I hope. Like, I think it can be.
I think that human being has been stuck with math for too long, for the wrong reasons.
Say way more.
Because they always tell you, yeah, you should do math because it teaches you how to think. It will help you solve problems. It will make you whatever. And I think that there are too many things on Earth in life that show you way more about how to solve problems and how to do things than math. And you are forced to learn math because it's part of a 500 years old curriculum that everybody has to follow.
To make functionaries for the English Empire. That's our entire
So I think that if that disappears, I won't be that mad because I think that we will discover new things that are more interesting, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that I think is the biggest hope, right? When we can outsource cognition, we can then be doing more things that we find awe-inspiring and fun and enriching our lives. I mean, that's the hope.
The thing is that you're thinking too much about how the Greek philosophers were there living the nice life, Plato and Socrates and all of them. Of course, they were able to do that because they didn't need anything to survive. They
had UBI.
enough slaves.
What's up, kids?
They didn't have UBI.
They did.
Had shitloads. They had shitloads of slaves that didn't get the same as they did.
That's what I'm saying.
They were not getting the same as they did.
They got the shitty version where only the rich people got it. All I'm saying is the fucking slaves should get it too.
Yeah, but then who will do the work? The AI.
Robots, obviously the robots.
Yes, but then who will build the AI? Who will maintain the AI? Who will make sure that the AI is running?
The AI and the robots. Okay, this is why you need to, if for no other reason.
And you really want to give the AI that power?
It doesn't matter. It's going to get it. Like, honestly, like how you or I feel about it is irrelevant. Like, it's already too late. This is what I keep trying to tell people. It's too late. The companies that are capable of making something that can be an AI researcher at the PhD level and then can make 1 million of them that all work 24 hours a day, that's baked in. That's going to happen.
Now we will launch the Connor token, and you will be Cory Connor. Cory Connor.
The freaking the AI doomsayer. And this is the thing, like I'm actually optimistic about it. I just like the timeline. The timeline's faster than I thought it was going to come, so I want to work harder to sort of meet the moment. That's all.
Okay.
And I feel really, really grateful that we've got a decent enough plan that I think we're actually going to be able to do it.
Connor, yes.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, it really could get to the point where I'm excited that we're doing the sort of $500 minimum on the thing, because otherwise, I think the amount of noise would just get so intense, right? If your idea is worth putting $500 into liquidity, I think that's like as a bare minimum. I still think there's going to be tons of ideas that just get minted to the point where we really might need like the isn't it the pool sniper or whatever, where you can just like see all the pools that are coming out and like play around with like the new ones or whatever. Adrian was talking about that on Solana. Yeah, but I wonder if that's like a thing we're gonna have to monitor, like all the new things that are coming out on launch bags, just to see if you can get in on the good ones before anybody else.
We'll see. We'll have to
madness.
Come with some awesome tools there.
100%.
Before the AI creates them.
Thank you for entertaining me with a little therapy session. That was very good for me. Oh man. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, and hopefully build some things that'll put us ahead. That's what I'm going to try to do.
Yes, let's do that.
That's the goal. All right, guys. The longer we stay on, the more people watch, which is really fun. So there you go. A little primer on UBI and macroeconomics, and AI is going to take over everything. All right, do the 2 thumbs up. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
It's good to have you back, man.